Xabi Alonso began his Chelsea career with a win in his first competitive match. Today, we will take a brief look at what Alonso is trying to build at Chelsea based on this first game. Overall, Alonso used the same 3-4-3 system we saw during his time at Bayer Leverkusen. Chelsea made several signings to fit this system. Maxence Lacroix anchors the centre of the back three, while Marco Palestra, although he did not feature in this match, is expected to offer versatility at wing-back. Further forward, Morgan Rogers plays alongside Cole Palmer between the lines. Although Chelsea start with a back three, the attacking structure used by Alonso moves flexibly between a back three and a back four. In the first phase of the build-up, one wing-back usually pushes forward while the other stays deeper, giving Chelsea a back four behind the ball. But once they progress into midfield, both wing-backs move higher and Chelsea return to a 3-2-5 structure. Alonso also adds plenty of positional freedom within this shape. In midfield, Reece James often drops into the back line to give Chelsea greater security in possession. This then allows the outside centre-backs to step forward. Josh Akiampong, who can also play as a full-back, was particularly aggressive with these forward movements. He could move the ball out wide before making an underlapping run into the half space, or he drew an opponent with him and creating space for a teammate. The second Chelsea goal was a good example. Akiampong first moved the ball out to the flank, then drove inside and pulled an opponent away. Lacroix then also drawing his defender inside. Romeo Lavia dropped deeper and attracted another opponent towards the ball. This opened a clear passing lane into Palmer. Palmer received between the lines and turned, before finding Lacroix, who had continued his run forward. Chelsea now had a 4v3 advantage in the final line, leaving Rogers free to score. Another common pattern saw Akiampong move wide to provide the width, while Malo Gusto moved inside into the half space. From there, Palmer could operate as a number 10 between the lines, or drop into midfield and help Chelsea progress the ball. Within this fluid structure, Chelsea could give their key player the freedom to move between the lines, out wide or deeper into midfield. Palmer finished the game with 1 goal and 1 assist, and was named man of the match. His freedom of movement was very similar to the role Florian Wirtz played under Alonso at Leverkusen. However, the two attacking midfielders also moved, both vertically and laterally. By moving across the pitch, they could overload one side, create a numerical advantage, and combine in tight spaces. Palmer and Rogers showed a particularly good understanding between the lines. The front three of Rogers, João Pedro, and Palmer all scored in this match. The third Chelsea goal, scored by Palmer, showed how well the three could combine in a more direct attack. Rogers drew the opposition centre back towards him, creating space for João Pedro. Palmer then moved into the opposite channel and made a long, curved run around the back of Pedro. And the three forwards combined to produce the goal. When Chelsea overloaded one side, they could also switch the play into the open space on the opposite flank and create a 1v1. Jorel Hato regularly attacked down the left, while Pedro Neto was even used as a wing-back in the second half. In this first match, the overall performance was not perfect, but we can already expect to see many of the same attacking structures from the Leverkusen side under Alonso at Chelsea. Out of possession, Chelsea used a largely man-oriented structure in their high press. João Pedro screened the opposition number 6 with his cover shadow. The wingers pressed the centre-backs, and the wing-backs jumped onto the opposition full-backs. The organised Chelsea press caused Fulham problems in the build-up. They won the ball high up the pitch and created chances through short counter-attacks. Their opening goal came from exactly this situation. Right at the start of the first half, Chelsea pressed high. Lacroix won the aerial duel. Palmer produced a clever first-time pass, and João Pedro finished cleanly. However, Chelsea also showed some defensive weaknesses. When João Pedro stepped forward to press the goalkeeper, Fulham could use the number 6 left free behind him to play through the press. When the distances between the Chelsea lines became too large during the high press, Fulham also found space through long balls and second ball attacks. And whenever a wing-back or an outside centre-back was drawn out, the space behind them could be exposed. Inside their own half, Chelsea dropped into a 5-4-1 and used a back 5 to protect the space closer to goal. But their defensive organisation is still a work in progress. For the goal itself, Fulham used a rotation on the flank, and Rogers failed to track Joshua King as he ran in behind him. King was left free to shoot. For the second goal, a routine kick and a simple run caused Chelsea problems, before Levi Colwill made a mistake with his attempted clearance. Robert Sanchez could also have done better for both goals. So today, we have looked at the first Chelsea game under Xabi Alonso. Overall, it appears that Chelsea will use many of the same structures that helped the Bayer Leverkusen side under Alonso complete an unbeaten Bundesliga season. This was only the first match, so Chelsea were never going to look like a finished team. But as Alonso gets more time to work with his players, this Chelsea side should only become more cohesive.